Welcome to Learn Center. Today I will discuss about the exception handling in Java. Exception handling in Java is one of the powerful mechanism to handle the runtime error so that the normal flow of the application can be maintained. See, what is exception in Java? Exception is an abnormal condition. An exception is an event that disrupts the normal flow of the program. It is an object which is thrown at runtime. Advantage of exception handling are follows: provision to complete program execution, easy identification of the program code and error handling code, propagation of errors, meaningful error reporting, identifying error types. Method to print the exception information we are using: print stack trace. This method prints exception information in the format of the name of the exception, description of the exception, stack trace information. Hierarchy of the Java class exception as shown in this diagram. Object is the parent of all the class. It having a child class called throwable. Throwable having two subclass, errors and exception. Under errors, virtual machine error and assertion errors are there. In exception class, we are having two type of exception: check exception and uncheck exception. Type of Java exception can be classified in the following format: built-in exception. Under built-in exception, we find check exception, uncheck exception, and there can be user-defined exception also. A diagram shows you the detail of it. Built-in exception. Under built-in exception, we find check exception. Check exception are called compile time exception because these exceptions are checked at compile time by the compiler. Uncheck exceptions are just opposite of the check exception. The compiler will not check the exception at runtime. In simple word, if a program throws an uncheck exception, and even if don't handle or declared it, the program would not give a compilation error. What is user defined exception? Sometimes the built-in exception in Java are not able to describe a certain situation. In such case, user can also create exception which are called user defined exception. Java exception keywords, as you are seeing here: try, catch, finally, throw and throws. All these are used. Description are showing here as you are seeing here. So I will show you some example to elaborate all these keyword. First, I am showing you try with single catch. In the try block, code may generate error are placed, and in the catch block, error message or steps required to manage it are given. This is one format. And format number 2, try with multiple catch, where in the try block, code may generate are placed and multiple possible catch block is created for within the program. Format number 3, try, catch and finally. As we know, in the try block, code may generate error are placed, and in the catch block, error message or steps are given to manage it are placed. And finally is the optional block, which will execute in all the time if any error occurs or not occurs. When it is needed, some situation, supposing we are using a database program, in that case in the try block we initiate the connection. Supposing it is successfully executed, after that we need to close it. So code to be placed in the finally block to disconnect the connection. And supposing another scenario, our try block code are not able to connect with the backend database. In that case, it will come down to the catch block, give some error, and finally connection should be displayed. So finally is a optional block. There may be another type of format I'm showing here. This is called nested try catch. See, within the try there is another try catch. Some situation it may be required to use it. See, now I will talk about the throw and throws keyword. Throw and throws keyword are basically used for for a kind of exception that we call check exception. I'm showing you some examples here. So in the throw example, see in the method body, throw keyword is used. And for throws, you see in the method declaration time, I specified the throws keyword. These are the theoretical discussion about the Java exception. In our next session about the Java exception, we will show you some example which will elaborate your concept more. Thank you for listening us.